Welcome into the Butcher versus the Spin Instructor, presented by LB's Meat Market. This is week number 5 of the big competition. You guys both had big weekends last weekend. You both go 5-2, which is really remarkable. And Greg, it's especially remarkable. Campbell was home for the weekend, and we tried to have a conversation about betting lines. And I'm not sure if she came away from that more confused than she was before, and she still went 5-2. So congratulations to both of you, Greg. You still have a 1-game lead, but you both had big weeks, and we do Neil's picks at rebelgrove.com, and I went 3-6 last week against the line. So if I had a staff, we'd have fired everybody. We'd have processed everyone. We'd have started over. So before we get going, I guess, Greg, tell us a little bit about what's going on at LB's Meat Market.
Well, we've got an away weekend this weekend, so but we're going to be fully stocked with everything ready to go. Just treating it like a normal busy football weekend. So we'll have plenty of fish. Going to have plenty of lane train specials and plenty of the stuffed mushrooms and poppers and asparagus that everybody comes in and gets. So we'll be fully stocked up, ready to go. So we'll be ready for this weekend.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll be making my appearance here in the next 24 hours or so. It's just Carson and I this weekend, so we're going to do some grilling tomorrow night. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do, but I think he wants Mexican, so probably going to be coming in and getting some of those flat iron steaks and that kind of thing.
Oh, you can try that ribeye cap. Would be a good
be
a good one.
The ribeye cap is fantastic with damn near everything. Unbelievable how good that is. All right, so Campbell, what do you have going on? I know you've got some friends coming up for the weekend and then your sister's coming up, so you've got a busy weekend there in Fayetteville as well as the Rebels come to town.
Yes, I'm excited. Caroline comes tomorrow with my mom, and then my friend from high school that is a DG at Ole Miss is bringing 3 of her friends today, and so I'm excited.
So you're going to try to kill them in your spin class tonight, is that right? Some of them are coming to your class?
Yeah, Mary, my friend, is coming to my class tonight at 5:30, and I taught it this morning, and it was hard for me. So, yeah, I'm excited.
I had this.
Do we have a theme for this spin class?
No, Thursdays are like my throwback songs, but to y'all, they're like new music, I'm sure.
Yeah, throwback like 2016, Greg. Yeah. You ever do like a Prince class or anything like that? I mean, is that too far to throw it back?
I don't like his music.
Unbelievable.
And no one would like that, I don't think.
That's just a terrible thing for you to say out loud. Greg, her little brother Carson, we'd get in the car when he was little, and I love Prince. And a Prince song would come on, I'd turn it up, and he would say, "Dad, is that the Prince?" All right, enough about McCready family times. All right, so here we go. We had a full slate. 2 of the games on the slate are gone. COVID had out Missouri and Vanderbilt, which no one was going to watch anyway. That got COVIDed out, and then Florida and LSU, which was going to be a big national game of great interest after watching LSU come out of the gate 1-2. That game also moved to December 12th because of COVID. As we tape this on Thursday morning at 9:03, it is my understanding that the Ole Miss-Arkansas game will absolutely happen, though Ole Miss does have some COVID issues that, if they were to accelerate, could put that game at risk. But I think we're good. So we'll start with Kentucky -6.5 at Tennessee. That game 11 a.m. on the SEC network. Kentucky headed to Tennessee after a big win over Mississippi State. Tennessee loses pretty convincingly in the second half at Georgia. So, Greg, I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah, kind of watched that Tennessee third quarter and really, put the nail on the coffin for me to never bet on them ever again. So give me Kentucky, because that third quarter was absolutely disastrous. And they were actually in the game. And just, when you lay an egg like that, it's hard for anybody to want to take that team. So we're not going to go with the ugly orange. We're going to go with the Kentucky blue for sure.
That Georgia defense can get after you for a while. It'll wear you down, and then boom. That's twice in 3 weeks. That's what they've done to opponents. So they did the exact same thing to Arkansas that they did to Tennessee, which was play around until the third quarter and then just strangle you. All right, so you're going with Kentucky and getting the points. Campbell, what about you?
I'm agreeing with him. Every week I say that I don't like the orange. So this week I'm going to say that again, and Kentucky beat Mississippi State last week and Tennessee lost. So I'm going with Kentucky.
And you get the points. Do you understand what? So let's see if we understand from our little Friday night lesson. So it's Kentucky plus 6.5. So what has to happen for you and Greg to both get a W here?
Kentucky has to win by 7 or more.
No, Kentucky. No, Kentucky has to. Kentucky doesn't have to win. Kentucky could lose by 6 or fewer, or win. For you to lose, Tennessee has to win by 7 or more.
I don't think I'm ever going to understand.
She has a 3.75 right now, Greg. It's remarkable. I can't understand why we can't.
It doesn't make sense. It's too complicated. I just don't understand.
Okay, so you're both taking Kentucky. So you're both taking Kentucky. You both 6.5 points, and for the record, I agree with you both. Auburn, a game that I suspect the word Auburn does not resonate well in Fayetteville today. Auburn -3 at South Carolina. This game at 11 a.m. You can watch it on ESPN. Campbell, you're up.
I'm going with South Carolina for obvious reasons that everyone here is mad at Auburn right now. People are mad about that call at the end of the game. And I don't think if it was the other way around, they would have missed that. But so for that reason, I'm going with South Carolina because everyone is angry at Auburn right now here.
It's legitimate. It's a legitimate beef. It was absolutely a fumble. That's a game that Arkansas should have walked away with a 28-27 win. That would have been a huge win for that program.
Yeah, I was watching it at my friend's house while I was home in Oxford, and everyone was cheering for Arkansas there because they were excited that we were actually winning a game. And then I was like, watch. It was like 2 minutes left, and I was like, we're going to lose. It's going to happen.
Well, the conspiracy theory that you now subscribe to is that the SEC takes care of its big boys, and
Yeah.
Arkansas is not one of its big boys, and Auburn is. So that being said, Arkansas's play calling, Greg, at the end, it drives me crazy when coaches do this. You're a 17, what were they, a 17.5-point underdog?
Mm-hmm.
Try to win the game. Don't play not to lose it. Try to win it. And they got so conservative in those final 2 minutes. When one first down wins you the game, go for it. Go get it. Don't do that, hey, we're going to try to run some clock and we're going to make you eat your timeouts and we're going to punch you the ball and all you need is a field goal to beat us and you have a good kicker, and drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's disappointing as a fan, because, you're obviously, I mean, you have Arkansas ties, with your daughter, but you're not an Arkansas fan, but you're a fan of the game. You're like, what is, why is this happening? Why is this guy getting paid millions of dollars to do this? That was another thing that I liked about Lane. And, he did the onside kick, he was trying to, he knew the defense wasn't going to stop him. And, and just, you play to win the game. You don't try to, play to try to win by one or, pin them back at the 5-yard line with whatever time, you play to win the game, and you actually need to coach to win the game, which they obviously didn't do. You
know how many high school games all these guys have been to, and every high school has the same cheer that be aggressive, be aggressive. Yeah, be aggressive. Don't lay back. Go get it.
Yeah. And that's why they lost, But I think Auburn's overrated. I'm not, a Bo Nix fan. I think Malzahn's going to get paid by Auburn for the next 10 years and probably not going to be coaching there for the next 9 years. So, which kind of probably works out for him. But I'm on South Carolina. I think I like South Carolina here.
All right. So far, no disagreement between you two. You're both taking South Carolina, getting 3 points. Again, that's the 11 a.m. game. LSU, Florida got COVIDed out, so the next game up on the slate is the one that's the big one for you two this week. Ole Miss heads to Fayetteville after a very impressive showing in a loss to Alabama. Ole Miss heads to Fayetteville as a 3-point favorite at Arkansas. We just talked about the Hogs. Hogs could very easily be 2-1 right now in the league. This game at 2:30. It is now on the SEC network because of the COVID shakeup with LSU and Florida. It was originally scheduled to be on ESPN2. It's now on the SEC network. Greg, you're up. Rebels and Hogs.
I think it's going to be actually a really good game. I know that, there was a lot of Ole Miss fans probably already counting the W, on the schedule after the, Arkansas's first week against Georgia. And, Arkansas went to Starkville and beat State, head up. So it's not I like Arkansas a lot. I think they're trying, doing a really good job with the program. But I think Lane's work there. You can tell Ole Miss is getting better every game that goes by, and that's just to coaching. I'm not going to beat around the bush. The players are getting coached up each day that goes by, and they're learning more. And so I like Ole Miss a lot here. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I just think tempo and more points are going to be the more in Ole Miss's favor.
All right, so Greg's taking Ole Miss, laying the 3 points. Campbell, what do you think?
I'm obviously going to pick Arkansas. I'm so excited for this game. I really hope Arkansas beats Ole Miss because we lost last year, and I was actually at the game, and everyone was bothering me about it. And so I'm really hoping we come back and win this year. And my sister's coming, and Ole Miss has been recruiting her way harder than they ever recruited me. I don't even think I got a letter in the mail. So I'm really hoping.
They met her for coffee this week. I mean,
they didn't even sit. They wrote her handwritten letters. I got a little postcard that was like, "Come tour Ole Miss." But so
it's 5 miles away.
Yeah, so hopefully Caroline loves it this weekend and Arkansas wins, and for that reason I'm going with Arkansas. And also Ole Miss has COVID issues and we don't, so maybe they aren't feeling too good.
So far, Arkansas this week, I'm told from people up there, has no COVID issues, so that's good.
Yeah.
So you're hoping that you close the deal on your sister at the very least this weekend? Is that the deal? You're kind of hoping to get this thing wrapped up?
Yeah, I think it already is wrapped up, but after she met the Ole Miss girl for coffee, I was like, uh-oh. So, but I think she has her mind made up anyways.
All right. So Campbell's taking the Hogs and getting the 3. Greg takes Ole Miss, lays the 3. I actually think this is going to be a really entertaining game. I like Ole Miss to win. I think Ole Miss covers the line, but Ole Miss's defense hasn't stopped anybody, and Ole Miss's offense hasn't been stopped. It's been 3 games now where it's been consistent. So 3 games is not the biggest sample size in the world, but it's a trend. And so if you told me this thing got into the 42 to 35 range, I'd buy it. I mean, there's no reason.
I think the total's what, 74?
Yeah, and that's about right. Yeah, it's about right. So I don't think Arkansas can stop Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss is going to score a lot of points, but I've not seen anything from Ole Miss that makes me go, "Oh yeah, they're going to stop Arkansas." I don't see it. I mean, so I think we get lots of points, and it's a shame because I think the weather is supposed to be great up there, Campbell, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's a shame that these 2 programs that have kind of been the laughingstock for a while, now they're not the laughingstock anymore. They both have really good coaching staffs. They both have direction. They're both kind of fun. It's a shame that this can't be a packed house at Reynolds Razorback.
Mm-hmm.
People could go enjoy it and have a great time. And 2:30 on a fall day, on a sunny day in Northwest Arkansas is kind of hard to beat from a weather standpoint. So that's a shame. But anyway, hope it's a great game. Hope both teams get out of there healthy and have successful seasons the rest of the way. All right, Texas A&M off a big win over Florida. They head to Mississippi State as a 6.5-point favorite. So the Aggies giving 6.5 at Mississippi State. This game kicks off in Starkville at 3 p.m. It was going to be on the SEC network. It's now on ESPN because of the COVID shuffle. Campbell, you're up. What do you think?
Mississippi State, as far as I can tell, has not been playing well. Am I right?
Yes. When you lose 24-2, you're not playing particularly well.
So, and they lost to Arkansas. So I think that's a big deal in my opinion. So I'm taking Texas A&M.
Greg, what do you think? Can the Pirates?
I mean, no. I mean, when you throw the ball 70 times and you don't even score any points, and the other team scores the 2 points for you, I mean that's pretty bad. And I think Kentucky had 157 total yards of offense, and they won by 22 points. I mean that's pretty bad. I'm not going to take anything away, from State's defense, who, probably, got the players of the game, but I think Texas A&M. I think that Jimbo kind of got a little hot seat action after that Alabama loss, and that Florida game was a big game for them, and they stepped up and won the game. I like Texas A&M to turn the corner here. I think they roll 2 touchdowns, if not more.
I think I agree with both of you. So you're both taking the Aggies. You're both laying the 6.5, and frankly, I think you're both safe there. Vanderbilt, Missouri, that game no longer is happening. So that gets us to the big one. Number 3, Georgia, heads to Tuscaloosa. Number 2, Alabama, waits for them. Georgia getting 4.5 points this game, 7 o'clock on CBS. Nick Saban has COVID. Wow. I mean, look. Maybe what had to happen, guys, was Nick Saban had to get the COVID so that Nick Saban could process the COVID, send it off to like some small school somewhere to finish its career. I mean, maybe the COVID ends up at like UT Martin and just plays out its eligibility. I mean, it's a possibility. Nick Saban will stomp the COVID, right?
I agree.
All right, so we got Georgia getting 4.5 at Alabama. Greg, you're up first.
I think this is going to did Kirby start coach under Saban? Wasn't he one of his assistants?
Yeah, Kirby was the defensive coordinator for Saban for a long time.
So I think that, the record is, undefeated against assistants, which, Saban's not going to be at the game. I don't think that qualifies as him losing, to one of his assistants if it goes down. I like Georgia here. I mean, I saw some things on Alabama's defense to where, Ole Miss just, I mean, there was guys that were just lagging around and, I think Georgia has the better defense of the two. I'm going to go with Georgia here. I like Georgia.
Yeah, Ole Miss's offense, especially the tempo, really gave Alabama fits. But tempo is Nick Saban's kryptonite. Georgia does not run tempo. They kind of run old school. So that's going to be interesting. Campbell, what do you think?
Well, Nick Saban has COVID.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think our family likes Nick Saban very much as far as I know. And
well, it's a little more complicated than that. I can tell you that had Nick Saban not come to Tuscaloosa, there's a chance we're still in Spanish Fort. I'm not pinning all of that on him that went down, but his presence was the impetus to some of what went down in Mobile. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, and my Aunt Nancy is a Georgia fan, so for those reasons, I'm going to go with Georgia as well.
Wow, so you're both going with the upset, Georgia and Alabama. For the record, I think Alabama wins this game, but we'll see. I'm the one that went 3-6. Y'all are the ones that went 5-2, so I can't sit here and pretend to be some authority. All right, so the only difference you've got this week is the big Ole Miss and Arkansas. Greg going with the Rebels, Campbell going with the Hogs. That was pretty predictable. Everywhere else, you guys are in lockstep. So next week, either Greg's going to have a 2-game lead or you're going to be tied after 5 weeks, which is it's pretty impressive that you guys are this close. You both have winning records. You both have done well. I mean, the premise of the show is the butcher and the spin instructor, and they don't have any idea about games, but you're kicking my butt. So congrats.
Well, I don't have any idea about games. I'm just.
I will note that Campbell did not answer any question, with I don't know anything about these two teams.
I'm learning.
So week 5, we got that taken care of. So she doesn't say, I have no idea about any of these teams, but So we're baby stepping for sure.
We're absolutely taking baby steps, but there is progress in the football education step. So we're very early in the process, but
Yeah.
we're moving along. All right. Good luck to everybody. Let's see, Campbell, I know you've got a class tonight, and then is that it for the weekend? You get to kind of hang out.
Yes, that's it for the weekend. Then I teach 6 next week. So.
Oh wow, 6 classes next week at Zen and Fayetteville. So if you're going up this weekend, you want a place to work out, holler at the people at Zen. And Greg, for the people that are coming into town or people who are in town who are saying, "Hey, I'm going to watch the football games this weekend and enjoy the weather," which is supposed to be fantastic here as well. Be a great weekend to grill or smoke or whatever it is that you're doing. How do they get in touch with you?
Just always call the store, 662-259-2999. We've got plenty of ribs. We've got plenty of pork products for you to throw on the smoker this weekend to roast some hogs. So, that's always a good thing to do. Arkansas weekend is throw some pig on the smoker and enjoy it. And hopefully the Rebs will pull through with a victory this weekend, and we'll be up 2 games heading into next week.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. That was a lot of fun. We'll get back in touch with one another next week and get ready for week number 6 of the Butcher versus the Spin Instructor presented by LB's Meat Market. Please remember, when you're in town, it's the freshest cuts. It's the absolute place you have to go. Try those jalapeno poppers. Try the chicken sausages, the homemade sausages. The ribeye sausage is fantastic. My suggestion, get you a little sample of sausage. Find your favorite. There's so many good ones. Mine's the chicken jalapeno, but Campbell's is the ribeye. I think other people in my family like the Swayze. There's just all sorts of great ones. So give them a shot at LB's, and make sure you tell Greg and the people there at LB's that you heard about them here on MPW Digital and on this particular show. So until next week, guys, that'll do it for this one. Y'all both have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.